This week on Dear Bros, baby daddy and work shit.
Stay tuned.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
And this is Dear Bros, a segment where we rip advice column questions and we answer them ourselves. It's Andy's turn, so of course we have multiple.
Yeah, I can't help myself. ADD.
Andy, what do you got?
We got baby daddy issues and some work things.
All right, let's start off with number one.
Okay, that's usually what we do. So this one's actual title is Mother Eager to Reveal Truth of Son's Parentage. I'm sorry?
Which would be the baby's daddy.
Yes, I just like that saying. Yeah. 32 years ago, I was seeing two different men. I slept with each of them in the same week and became pregnant. I told them midway through the pregnancy that the baby might be theirs. One ditched me. I've never heard from him again. The other is my husband of 31 years. So two opposite ends of the spectrum there.
Very two opposite ends.
It's like a coin flip.
Yep.
Okay. But we went on to have two more children. I suspect all along that my oldest son, we'll call him Todd, wasn't my husband's biological child. Man, it just looked like so different than the other two in every way that you can imagine.
Todd was black.
We are Irish.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Todd was 8, we did a DNA test, and I was right.
Fair enough.
Todd was recently married. I asked him several times before the wedding to tell his future wife his birth story. Todd was adamant in his refusal. He has no interest in meeting his biological father or having a relationship with him. My husband is his dad, period. I feel guilty for not sharing the truth with Todd's wife when she asked me questions. She knows Todd was born before my husband and I were married. Todd says it's his decision and it's, quote, not a big deal. I disagree. Should I tell her the truth? If I do, I risk upsetting my son and maybe their marriage. They will have kids in the future, and I think she should know. What do you think I should do? This now that I read it a second time, it's even more seems to be like it's not your fucking deal, lady.
Yeah, I'm 100% in that camp, but because we're probably going to agree on most things, I'm going to play devil's advocate as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I might jump ship on it too, depending on what you say.
Well, women think differently than men.
Mm-hmm. Wrong. They think wrong.
And this has been the Bro Down Podcast.
We have bigger brains than science. Okay. I like how you look at me like I'm serious and I say these things like I'm writing a book. Been on camera for
2 minutes. 2 minutes. And already women are dumb.
Oh, I'm going to have fun for the rest of this one. Go ahead.
I don't
want it anymore.
Right. So women think differently than men. Men think life is what it is. Get it done and over with. That's how we just think. Like something's the thing. Just deal with it. Go forward.
Yeah.
Women have this tendency of not overthinking things, but biologically things matter. You need to know what happens if her future grandchild ends up sleeping with a distant cousin. Not even a distant cousin, a cousin.
Well, let me put a little break on that. She's never seen him again.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
He exists, but for that to be an excuse that like you might just accidentally bang a cousin you don't know about, that's probably possible for regular people to bang some distant cousin they don't know about.
Fair. But that was a general example, but there are other ones. There's blood diseases. So she's
medical history, I agree.
Medical history. So if she's relying on the father, the actual dad that's in the picture, she's not getting a correct medical history.
But they also don't talk or speak to the other guy, so they don't even know what their medical history is. They
also are going to be curious about heritage. So if she's thinking that her kids are going to be pure-born Irish, she might bring them up pure-born Irish, not knowing that they're 1/4 black.
Yeah, this all sounds like really, really shitty reasons. Not talking shit because I know you're trying to play devil's advocate. This if Todd was like, I don't know, like maybe, but he's like, no, I don't want to tell her. It's my dad, and that's it. And the mom's like, but I can cause so much drama. So much is right here in front of me. I can just.
And you know what Todd is thinking? You know what Todd is honestly thinking?
What?
If you tell her this is going to become a thing, she's going to want to
Yes.
meet people. He's like, I just want to come home from work,
Yeah.
bang my wife,
Yes.
and go to bed.
Yeah.
He's not thinking like, I want to do all the bullshit that she's going to want to do.
Well, Todd, you know what? It probably okay. Let's put ourselves in Todd's position. What are the possible reasons why he would be so adamant? Because it sounds like he's never spoken to his dad or anything like that. Given the situation, it sounds like he knows exactly what happened.
Yeah, which is weird, but yeah.
So he clearly has a great affection for his father.
Clearly.
What he says is his father, which is not his biological father, but his father. So he might be thinking, like, I don't want people to know that, like, his wife slept with two people in the same week and think that he's like a fucking clown for staying with you or whatever. Because he is an adult now, so he probably like has thought about these things over and over again. He might not want to talk about why he doesn't want to meet his real dad and like doesn't want to have to talk to everybody about, and their brother about that.
That's what I'm leaning towards. He probably just doesn't want to talk to it.
Yeah,
talk
probably
about
unresolved issues, but those are his issues. If he doesn't want to go there, that's on him.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
And
Pull an Elsa, let it go.
And why does she feel guilty when she asks her questions?
She's probably lying. If she says, tell me about Todd's family, and she's forbidden to say anything about the actual father, and she's describing the dad as the biological father, technically speaking, she is lying, and she might have reservations or guilt about that.
Okay, but what do people with adopted children say? When does it say, tell me about your family? They just tell you about their family. Their family.
Well,
their now family is the family that they were adopted by. Like, that's family. That's their family. What does her aunt and uncle do? Well, Todd's aunt and uncle are carpenters. Just because it's not her dad's or his actual biological dad's brother and sister doesn't mean that they're not his aunt and uncle.
I'm going back to the heritage thing. What if they say, what is his heritage?
I don't disagree. I just think that the scale of like importance level is like that's important, but like I'm saying no is like way.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying that is one of the potential scenarios where it could come across as a fib, and it could be one of the things that she feels guilty about.
I think this lady's bored. I think she's bored and she needs a hobby. That's what I think.
I think she's a bitch.
I think, well,
She should die.
well, she's got 2 dudes to bang her in a week. She can't be all bad.
No, just kidding. I think to be fair, I think she's thoughtful. She's definitely going way too far ahead in this, but...
Yeah, so let's see what the expert has to say, since we're clearly not. You have advised Tom, and he has refused. Respect this decision. Do not go behind his back and divulge this information to his wife, or you may damage beyond repair the relationship you have with your son. Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up!
Shut up. Leave it be. All right,
Right.
and the next one
Number 2.
is dysfunctional relationships collide in workplace affair.
Ooh.
So, just let me read this one. I'm a supervisor at my job and have had feelings for a married man who also works here. He's lonely and looks to me for attention, companionship, sex, and listen to his troubles. Kind of just snuck sex in the middle of that.
If I make that the third out of the fourth, you think they'll read it?
Yeah, it's just like where does it show? Like, where can I hide it the least? Like, yeah, like we talk about sports and designing and blowjobs. And what? What's the third one?
Doesn't want to lead off with it. Doesn't want to end on it.
No, it's like like couch design. No. Fast forward. Oh, kitchen designs? No. Blowjobs. You said blowjobs, right? Yeah, blowjobs. All right. We've only had sex once.
Oh.
but I know I can't continue this relationship. I like how I don't know what's going on. That's the only thing I read was that first part. But I like how when people do things at work, like you've ever seen a workplace scenario happen? Like I don't think I've ever had like a thing where I've hooked up with somebody that I work with, like at a job.
Not since I was like 16.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but in this, like as an adult, I like when you see that, you're like, oh, that's a terrible decision.
Yeah.
It's a terrible decision.
Terrible
because
decision.
like you have to come here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you have to hope that it's not going to be like, oh, hey, remember when it's like, who are you? Oh, now it's weird. And now I need to do something about it in one way or the other. Like it's always a terrible idea. But like it's always when you hear them tell the story, they always have like this light, like, yeah, like I now know that it wasn't a good. It's like the fuck out of here. You knew it wasn't a good decision when you did it.
I'm going to tell you a story at the end of this, but keep going.
Okay.
Let's answer this first.
It breaks my heart because I care for him deeply. And if he was single, this is someone I could actually have a relationship with. I've already told him I won't accept any more of his offers to walk me home and to quit texting me. He's open with his wife regarding dating other people. It seems she's also talking to another man outside their marriage. Is this according to him? Is this? Yeah, we have an unspoken agreement. Yeah, like a completely and utterly unspoken agreement between me and myself. And she's not a part of it. We just don't speak about it ever, and that's how it's an agreement between me and myself. I agree to sleep with other women and not tell her about it.
We can't do this anymore. My wife's okay with it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like there are people that do that.
There are.
Right?
Yeah.
But this sounds like the marriage that he's in is terrible. And they're both like, for whatever reason, sticking together, but they're fucking other people.
I'm giving this one the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying he's being truthful.
Yeah. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like a good marriage.
Yeah. Well,
so am I delusional to think he will leave her for me? Yes. Would we have the same problems with me as he has with her? He has difficulty expressing his emotions. No shit. But I think he still loves his wife. I know their marriage is broken, and it's not my job to fix them or to push him closer to me over her. It should not have to be this way. Please, I would appreciate your advice you can offer. By the way, I'm also married. You bitch.
bro.
Dude, I read this so I don't read these real time. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm also married. I like how she just left that out. I'm also married, but my husband lives 7,000. Oh, he lives 7,000 miles away. I'm sorry, you're not a bitch, lady. I thought he lived with her.
You're very vocal on this.
That doesn't count. After several years, his immigration status still needs to be resolved.
I'm going to finish this. Andy's down for the count. After 7 years, his immigration status still needs to be resolved. I'll probably ask him for divorce because even though I still care about him, I'm no longer in love with the man I married. He knows I've been dating someone because I told him. In Knott's in New York.
Dude, is she the worst human being that we've read about on this podcast? She tries to like come off as like, oh, I don't know. I had sex once maybe with the guy. And then at the end, she's like, oh, by the way, I'm married to my husband who got his work visa denied. So I'm just going to send him divorce papers when he's in another country. I don't even love him anymore, piece of shit.
Does that even work?
Fuck you.
Can you send?
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. She could be in politics. She could gas a third world country in a hot second. She could. Lower gas prices, everything. Oh. I'll probably divorce him. I like how she's talking about like going to pick up I'll probably pick up groceries tomorrow. I'll probably divorce him, right? Because I don't even love him anymore, and he can't even come to this country.
You bring up a good point because the probably means she's still contemplating it. I think she's relying on the current non-existent relationship, like which way that's going to teeter to like really drive it home what she's going to do.
Yes. This is a person who's very good at veiling their intentions. But I speak crazy fluently. And what she's doing is she has her mind made up where she wants this dude who's married.
Yeah.
She's saying that I'm already thinking about probably divorcing my husband anyway, right? So like I should go for him. Like, right? Because I'm going to divorce him anyway. Unless you say it's not going to work out, then I won't divorce him. Like, it's one of those like very manipulative, but like coming out like the Babe in the Woods routine.
So, real quick, my story.
Okay.
It may or may not change your opinion because it's not a one-for-one scenario. But I know someone, and obviously I'm not going to name names, who was the other person.
Explain what that means.
They had an affair with another married person.
So they were both married.
They were both married. So these
okay.
two people ended up working with each other.
Oh.
And they ended up sharing, I think it was like a cubicle, like a small cubicle. So they were like almost literally on top of each other. So apparently they realized they had fantastic chemistry together. They realized they had fantastic chemistry together.
Oh, yeah.
They were both already in broken marriages that they were both looking to get out of.
What better way?
So they decided, so they just started having an affair with each other. And that was about, I want to say that was about 15, 16 years ago. And they are currently happily married.
Okay, so that is the exception to the rule, I believe.
I see your point.
The only reason I say that is because of how like rare amount of times I've heard that.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that because normally I'm one of those people who say a cheater's going to cheat, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and here's the thing, like we've all heard the like what you know, oh, I'm getting divorced. Why? Fucking caught my wife in bed, caught my husband in bed. It's like, oh, you don't hear many like, yeah, we were both fooling around, but I the person I was fooling around with just happened to be my soulmate, and we happened to work together, and we happened to bang in the office, whatever. Like, you're like, that's a lot of coincidences.
yeah,
Right?
it is a lot.
That's like shooting 1,000,
Yeah.
like 4 times in a row. So that's good. I mean, that's good, which is why there's always an exception to the rule.
There's always an exception
Right?
to the rule.
Because
It's one of the, it's because I immediately thought of that story.
Sorry.
It's one of the reasons that I'm putting on kitty gloves with this more than you are.
but
Although you're dying laughing.
I'm dying like I'm going hard, but I joke with it a lot. But
Asshole.
they're asshole. What a bitch. No, the reason why is because it worked out perfectly for those two.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a flip side to that on both of those marriages.
Yep.
Where like those people might be bound broken because of what the other person did.
I can't go into too much detail.
I'm
but
not asking you to, but what I'm saying is that
All right, I'll give you the play-by-play. No, I'm just kidding.
no, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's really good that it worked out for them, but like very rarely is it like the way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless
No.
it's like at the point where like both people are just like slinging dick and throwing pussy around town. It's like, yeah, you cheat, I cheat, whatever, fuck it, this marriage is over. And like nobody really, there's like nothing left to be lost kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your health insurance is great. I have a great pension. Let's just keep this going and just fuck whoever we want to fuck.
Yeah. But this lady is like Richard the Fifth, the Shakespeare.
So what's the advice?
The advice would be, what is she actually asking? Am I delusional for thinking he will leave her for me? Probably. You?
Probably.
Would we have the same problems with me that he had with her? Probably.
Yeah, I agree.
He has difficulty expressing emotion, but I think he still loves his wife. I know their marriage is not fine. It should not have appreciated. So she's really only asking those two things, but she's also asking like, what should I do?
Yeah, it's like a vague what should I do. So I will say
Yeah, go ahead.
like most of these advice column questions, you're asking the wrong person. Like, we can't tell you what his intentions are. Like Abby can't tell you what his intentions are. You have to, and granted, he could lie, but you have to say, have you ever thought about leaving your wife, and would you ever be willing to do so? And see what his response is. If he says, no, that's not in the playbooks, then okay, it's not in the playbooks. There, problem solved. Now you know your answer. If he says yes, okay, well, you have to see if that's really truthful and if he's going to just linger you on and whatnot, but
I agree.
at least play it by ear.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. We're taking the fact that everything in this is true. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So if he's married to a woman who is allowing him to have sex outside of his marriage, and it's okay, and he married somebody like that, do you think that a trait like that isn't a bonus or a requirement?
I don't know.
If you are the type of person who's like, has that like mentality of like, I just feel very free and I want to have an open relationship, that to me seems like it's more of a requirement, because it's either the person you're marrying is not like that or you cheat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if you think that you, who seem to be very jealous and about the wife and all this stuff, is going to be okay with a dude who's been married and banging other chicks, just sticking with you and your office deal,
You're going to have a bad time.
you're going to have a bad time. Yeah. I don't think that that's going to work unless you're cool with him like banging his ex-wife now. Because that seems like they probably would do that.
Yeah.
I
think we're mostly in agreement here.
And last but not least, like, just like, don't leave your husband in like a third world country or something like that. 7,000 miles away, and you're in New York. So I'm guessing he's where? In like the East, right? How's halfway around the world?
Yeah.
How many miles?
I don't know.
It's like 7,500,
Sure.
right? It's 3,000 miles across the United States, so double that. That's a long way, right? Plus 1,000 extra 1,000 miles. It's got to be somewhere in like Asia.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Like, you gonna leave him over there? Just be like, hey, good luck with your work visa, bro. Yeah. Have fun with this war, getting back into America.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the expert has to say here. Dear Knots, you didn't mention whether there's policies in your business about fraternizing. Then you want then what you have been doing could get you fired. You've already started disengaging from the office romance, so please continue to do that. Because of the unique circumstances of your marriage, you have some serious decisions to make. Do not drag your coworker into it. If there is a possibility of a future with him, he also needs to decide if he is satisfied with the status quo before making any other commitments. I know you're lonely, but for your sake and his, back off.
I agree with that. So she should make up her mind about her marriage before she does anything else, and she should go through with it.
Do you notice how? Let me ask you a question. If you had to put, if your friend gave you 3 scenarios and told you what level of importance do you put these in from most important to least important, would you divorcing your husband who's in another country whose work visa expired ever not be number 1?
Probably not.
But yet that was the last thing she mentioned. That was the last thing she mentioned, and she put, by the way, oh yeah, I forgot, I'm fucking married.
Yeah.
And he's in another country, and we're not really getting along, and but, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
Yeah.
We're rambling.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We give shitty advice and we ramble.
Ramble on. Any last thoughts before we sign out this
I
week?
don't have any thoughts left in my head.
No, I don't either. Bye. Go to brodownpro.com. We're coming out with new shit all the time. We're revamping the site as well. Don't forget to hit that little like button, hit that little notification button, hit all the button, hit that little notification button, hit all the freaking buttons in the world, except for the down thumb thing.
Or cancel order button. Don't hit that one.
Pre-order. We don't have pre-order. Bye.
Later.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.